Hello everybody, Astocky here and welcome to episode 14 of my Let's Play of the complete Yogscast pack. Off camera, I took this flashy little portable tank thing here and I will show you how to make that. These things are absolutely brilliant. They're 1 copper and 4 glass, and basically you can place it down, take buckets of whatever liquid you have, throw it in there, and then you can use your crescent hammer to shift right click it, which picks it up and it maintains whatever fluid level that it has, so you don't lose any of your fluid. So yeah, that's absolutely brilliant and a really neat way of holding it. So what I did is I went and did that, and I collected 8 buckets of Buildcraft oil. Doesn't look like 8 because I accidentally put one in there when I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this on, and you can see that once you hit it with the crescent hammer and told it to suck, it starts sucking, and there we go. It's now basically filled the internal tanks, and now it's ready to go. So in here I've got a whole lot of milk and my leftover liquid force that when you pick it up it keeps. So I'll turn that on. That also turns on the output pipe that will suck out the stuff that comes out, the fuel, that's it. So you can see I'm now building up fuel. So what I'm really hoping is that out of my buckets of goodness, I will end up with just the right amount to make 1 bucket worth. Now it was pointed out to me that these are not actually upgrades from the original, I guess, coal burning one that I had. That's not totally true. This one, they all only produce the same amount, which is 80 RF per tick. So in terms of power, they're not an update, but the magmatic dynamo produces its power for a certain amount of time that gives you 150,000. This one here, I think if we look at, it might not work. It might work though if I'm lucky. So if we hover, no it doesn't. That's unfortunate. I was hoping that it would, but it doesn't. But like if we go to lava, look at the bucket of lava, you can see it produces 180,000 RF per tick. If we go to oil, a bucket of oil produces 150,000, so it produces a bit less. But if we go to fuel, you can see that a bucket of fuel, which is that one there, produces 1.5 million if we put it in here. So each one of them still produces the same amount, but on 1 bucket equivalent of fuel, I will actually burn for a lot longer. So this will burn for a lot longer and end up producing a heap more overall power. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to I don't want to mess with this too much. This is actually bigger than I need. I only need a source block on each side of it to produce its maximum water output, but I like having my infinite spring there. We can see though here we are churning away there, taking the buckets down. This thing here is heated up now and it's producing its 10 Minecraft joules per tick. Slowly working down on both of those, and we've got we have a bucket of fuel. So I can now take my empty bucket out, go badoop, and have myself a bucket of Buildcraft fuel. And hang on, how are we doing here for power? That's pretty full. So if I throw it in there, it's actually going to produce way more power than this thing can use. So it is completely overkill for this setup that I have, which means it's going to be probably time for me to upgrade to the next stage and upgrade my fuel capacity. But before I do that, it is indeed time for some more Dartcraft because I want to get some of these things done. So what I'm looking to do is I'm going to put that one and that one and that one on a sword. So that means I need to create a Buildcraft. I need to create a force sword. So make ourselves 1 force sword. We're going to throw that in there. And now we need our mystical magical glass powder that we got. So I'm going to throw that on there. And you can see now I can do the upgrade. But I also want to do that one there, which is an arrow, and that one there is spider eye. And after that we will see how we go. So mob drops, we want spider eye and an arrow. Let's throw these things on this sword and we will see what we get. So infusification going on. How are we doing over here? So I don't actually know how much fuel I'm going to get out of this. We're running out of... I suppose we've still got more than halfway. Haven't gone through a half a tank yet though, so it's probably still got a fair way to go. The infusion is done, so it has Bane, False, and Bleeding 1. So let's find someone to experiment this on. Oops, Skelly. So you can see he's... For a number of seconds after I hit him, he took damage. That is the power of bleeding. So basically, the bleeding power on the sword does, depending on what level of bleeding you have, determines for how long they take damage. Now, I don't know if you saw with that second skeleton, very, very briefly after I smacked him one, he had half a heart left. And the reason for that is the false on the sword means that by itself it will not kill anything. It will only reduce them to half a heart. That's really useful if you want to try to capture hostile mobs. For whatever reason you might want to capture hostile mobs. I can't think of a good reason to do it, but I'm sure there's one that's going to come up later. Never deal the finishing blow to an enemy when struck. This could be useful for weakening monsters so they can be easily captured. This one causes them to have bleed damage over time. Works on the force sword and the bow, which is good. And this one here, when it's struck by a Bane imbued weapon, they're likely to use some of their inherent abilities. Creeper and Enderman lose their abilities. So if you have Bane on a sword, and then you hit it on a creeper, the creeper can no longer explode until the effect wears off. Now that can be a very, very, very useful thing. And then, what do we have left? So we're ready to advance. We just need to unlock something else, and that is a perfect timepiece. And a web. Now the problem with the web is the web needs slime balls. So I looked at that last episode. For making a cobweb, we need a slime ball. Ah, there we go, I can convert my chew jelly. So I'm going to take the green chew jelly because that sounds less important. To make a slime ball. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is actually going to, I think, end up being quite brilliant. This one needs to go on a pickaxe. So I'm just going to put it on a single pickaxe by itself. And you can see you go through quite a lot of force tools, basically getting this thing to work. So we'll throw the cobweb on and infusify. Hope everyone's happy with infusifying. You know, I'm totally sticking with it. I think it's a legitimate thing. Okay, there we go. I now have a Silk Touch pickaxe. What do I have in my bag here? I can't imagine I'm going to use the Buildcraft wrench very often. Or the hoe. I've got a grinder back here, so I don't really need the grinding pickaxe. So what I'm going to do with some of these, is just to get rid of them. I'm going to force whack the ones I don't want. I like that sword at the moment because it's full of force. So I'll whack that one, and I will whack that grinding pick. No, I'm not going to whack the silk touch pick. What else did I have? Speed 1, fortune 3. Yeah, I like the rest of my tools. So silk touch can go in there. Force wand can go in there as well. I'm going to put everything else back, but first of all, you can see I'm still up to tier 3, but I'm ready to advance. Once I have advanced, which is by doing the next one, which is the clock, I'll upgrade to the next level, and then I will put the 2 force shards in, because each shard adds 10 bonus points to your total amount of dart crafty experienceness that you have. So that's a good thing. I know dart crafty experience is not what it's actually called, but we can deal with that later on. So I believe I need to make a clock. It's been a while since I made one of those, so I'm hoping that this is how I do it. Excellent. Now I need to make sure that that's the actual thing I needed. Yes, it is. Okay. So now I need to find something that I can put it on. The only thing I can think of that would make sense based on what I have seen, and I have watched Blue Dart's Let's Play on Dartcraft, I believe this is the only thing that I'm aware of that it can go on. So let's infuse that, and what this will give me is a special time wand. I don't need to use it, I don't think. I don't really want to use it. It's kind of cool. A rod of time. And now we're up to tier 4. So while we're at tier 4, I'm going to throw these in. You can see I've now got a bunch of experience more, and I have this wand of time. And I just used it, and I don't know what it did. There you go. So that's time stop mode, slow mode, fast mode, hyper mode, time stop mode. This is what I'm looking for. So let's find something. There's bound to be a skeleton or something over here somewhere. Come on. They're always jumping around. Sheepy running. I right click. Sheepy now completely frozen. And then unfrozen. So you can see I hit him and he's not going anywhere. And there they are. Little time particles. And they will wear off, and once they wear off, he will be done. That's it. You can use it to speed time up, like if you want trees and things to grow. So I can imagine for something like a skyblock it could be pretty useful. You can also, if you're about to get swacked by a creeper or a heap of mobs, maybe even where a spawner is, you can quickly go right click, and that just stops time from happening in that area. And when the time stops, nobody hurts you. So all things that are pretty much brilliant, but not things that I'm going to use anytime soon. So I'm trying to think of what else I might want to do. Well, I guess now we can have a look at what the next tier of things is. A golden power source could increase the capacity of a storage unit. And is this made out of snow? That particular one, I know what that is. So that's going to be easy to get. And I know what to put it on as well, so that should be pretty easy. So you can see down here are my cows, and these guys I have been taking advantage of to milk them. Come on. I just milk them every time I go past to make sure I have plenty of milk for my force engine. So I do like the fact that it's producing a lot. And here we have stopped. So why have we stopped? Because we're out of force. That's okay. Before we ran out of force, we ended up with nearly 5 buckets. So that's like 5 out of 8, which is pretty good odds. Now I believe, yes, that is a snow cookie. And a snow cookie goes on an upgrade core and gives me something. I actually know what it gives me. I don't know what it gives me does, if that makes sense. So we're going to see in a second. There we go. We have a frozen core. Now I know you get one of these type of machines and you throw the frozen core on it and it does something to it. But I don't know what it does to it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put you in the miscellaneous mod chest because I don't know what you do. And now we will have a look at the other things. So we need a golden power source, and we need a storage capacity increase. I know what that thing is, I don't know what it's called. I'm not sure if this works. I know it used to work. You can actually click on it and then press R and NEI will bring up what the item is. So it's a storage unit upgrade. So I'm going to make one of those, because that seems like it would be a fun thing to make. No, you're my gravel. So we'll throw that in there. Come back in a minute. I need 4 force ingots. Luckily for me, I have sufficient nuggets, and I need a chest. Nuggets. Okay, now I just need my smooth stone. Then I will also need a storage unit. And I don't know exactly how to make a storage unit, so I'm going to have to look that up as well. But all of these things will come to me. There we go. I now have my storage unit upgrade. So now we just need to look up a storage unit. We want a grey tier 1 storage unit. So it's 4 cobble, 4 smooth stone. So I'm going to cook up half of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so off camera, I cooked up a bunch of raw plastic because I know that's going to be something that's going to come in handy. So I'm going to put that in there. But I also got all that silver and gold and lead done. So we'll make them into blocks. And then chuck those up in here, and in their own time they will cook up and make me lots of ingots. Got some more stone. Yoop. No, I believe it was in the center, wasn't it? And that's not going to work anyway. I'm actually going to get rid of the clipboard because that doesn't seem to be helping a lot. In fact, it seems to be making things lag quite badly. So ooh. So I'm getting a whole lot of errors in the console, which seems to be slowing things right down. So smooth stone, hopefully that's the correct order. It is not. It's never the correct order. Ah, ha. Maybe it was the correct order, and I didn't need the chest there. Yes, okay. So now I have a storage unit. If I place the storage unit down, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 by 3. And a new sound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it is the same size as a regular chest. You can pick it up like that, but you can also pick it up with a Dartcraft force wrench and move it around. And when you move it, it actually, and quite conveniently, picks up with all of the contents. So it's really quite convenient to move around. So now I have 54 slots, which means I have doubled the size of it now to a double chest. Now I believe I should be able to throw in now another upgrade and upgrade that to a tier 3. The same as my backpack, you can keep upgrading it. And if I was to do that upgrade, I would end up with something that was quite good. So I've got no more force ingots. So we need to get some. So throw some silver in the carpenter. Get out my little wrench. Turn on the power. And done. Turn off the power. Beautiful. So this should now unlock the next phase for me. And so the thing that we're looking for is a golden power source, not so hard to obtain. And it's pretty obviously a thing called a golden power source, which is just what I've been using as fuel for ages in these machines. And what it does is it adds heat. And I'm sure you can guess what heat is, but it's now nighttime, so because I can, I will demonstrate. Come on. There's always someone waiting to be had. Well, for starters, I will demonstrate my chicken. Killed it, set it on fire. I actually thought it was going to cook the chicken, so I'm disappointed that that didn't. But now, boom. Skeleton, now on fire. Another skeleton, on fire. Seriously, come on. No. Run away. Run away. Run away. Please heal, please heal, please heal, please heal. That did not go how I planned. Sniped. That was very unfair of him. Yes, I in fact... Not so much unfair as I should have just planned better what I was doing. But there you get the idea. The sword, you hit things, they catch on fire. Fire sword. That zombie, I can just tell, is going to stop me from sleeping again. So that kind of annoys me a little bit. Did we get up the next level? How are we doing? Yeah, so I've unlocked everything. I just need an additional 95 points. So I can either get that through breaking force tools and putting them in and getting 10 for each one, or I can infuse something that's good and use the infusing of something good to get me the points that I need. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I just need to find something that doesn't take a lot of force ingots. I wonder if I can make a force shovel and then infuse that and then find something that kind of infused with a lot of points. Because each thing has a different value for how many points it is. I'm pretty sure speed's a really good one. So maybe if I might be able to put speed 4 on a shovel or something like that, because that's really not going to use too many of my resources. I mean, not in comparison to some of the other things that I've done that have used, 3 ingots at a time. So 4 shovel. I don't know why I would ever really want a speed 4 shovel. But I tell you what, I'm going to test it out just to see what happens. Because I think chances are pretty good it's going to go absolutely nuts. No, chest counts as miscellaneous. You go in there. Egg, you're a mob drop. Okay. Infusing time. Shovel. Hopefully that's going to help. Yeah. So we've got 95 points left to go. Let's hit that. That seems to be taking an awful lot of power. So it must be doing something awesome. Oh, you ran out of fuel, didn't you? Totally forgot about that. Love those sparkly darklies coming out. Speed 4 shovel. And that got me 5 points. Okay, that clearly was not everything that I hoped it had been. I'll have to have a look to see if I can find out and work out what it is that makes things worth something. I can't believe how badly English has failed me today. I need to find out what makes things good so that I can work on improving the things that I have to be better. Drain quite a lot of levels away. You be on fire. Thank you. So now and that's honestly not as quick as I had hoped. I was hoping for just ridiculousness. Actually, what I was hoping for was kind of like IC2 diamond tip drill speed. This is actually a much more manageable speed. But yeah, now I hate these guys. Cut it out. Come on, sleep, 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 sleep. Excellent. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me get to the next tier of Dartcraft. Like I said, in the next episode I'm going to have a plan where I'm going to quickly infuse a few things to try and get myself some more points and get myself to the next tier. So I will see you guys really soon, and then after that I think we might start working on upgrading some of this to the next tier of thermal expansion and make some more machines to go with that. 2 lonely machines just there. So again, thank you so much for watching. Astocky out.